Hey, welcome back to Perplex Damage. Tonight we had a 600 point modern. It was you had to use any of the sets that are retiring next week. So all figures had to be from those, including the only resource that we could use was the gauntlet because that's being retired too. My team was the Avengers Prime, and I had the full gauntlet on it. And Morgan Le Fay and Donald Blake, and that was an Avengers theme team, and that went pretty well. So went pretty well for a majority of my games, but I'll get into that shortly later. My brother's team was a cosmic team. And he had the Watcher at 200 points. And Dr. Doom with Silver Surfer's surfboard. And then he also had the Red Skull. And then that left over 20 points, so he went ahead and did the Infinity Gauntlet on Watcher. And and I believe he used the Soul Gem and the Mind Gem off of the Gauntlet. His games, I think they went all right. I think he went like 1-2. I asked him how he thought the Watcher was, and he said it was all right. He likes the triple targets, but he said it was cool. He got off a couple times where you can mind control for 3 targets, and it worked out. He said that the other guys did all right. Doctor Doom was all right. But Red Skull was, he said that he was I think he said he was the better figure in the bunch. So alright, that was his team. I ended up going 2-1. In my first game, I faced a guy that played the Infinity Gauntlet, OP event, the Thanos. So he played Thanos at 500 points, and it was actually the first time that I ever faced it. So it was pretty sweet to actually be able to play it. And then he threw on the from Chaos War #1, the 60-point Captain America, and then he also included the Gauntlet on Thanos. Now that I was looking at his team and his options, what he could have done, he could have really went into some of the other keywords that Thanos had and figured out some way to put another player on that team other than Cap, but that's all right. So basically, what I did with that is that it was pretty flawless for me to take care of. I did their double power action about 2 or 3 times during the game. The first time I did it, I believe my second turn to Thanos, it was kind of tough to get around the time gem, and then Thanos is impervious. But once I got him going, they hit pretty well. I mean, 13 attack with 6, 5, and 4 damage. It's pretty impressive. That's also the Thanos that when you attack him, he puts that minimize token on you, and then makes your combat values go down by -1. And I was just like, well, Avengers Prime has a 13 attack. Wow, you just gave me a 12 attack with 5 damage. Whoop-de-doo. The good thing was that they had Perplex on their top click for the special speed, and then also I got the +2 to perplex on the defense for Morgan Le Fay. So they were mostly at a 21-22 defense, and if I put them in hindering, it didn't really matter. So they're pretty much at a 22 during that whole game. So really tough to hit. And Donald Blake was mostly, in all my games, Donald Blake was mostly right behind Morgan Le Fay and was able to, if she took pushing damage, he was able to heal her. So that game I quickly took out Thanos, and Morgan Le Fay took care of Captain America. So it was pretty easy to get through that game. So I got the full 600 on that. Okay. Second game I did. They kind of did it Avengers, but not really. So they have the 98-point Hawkeye from Chaos War. Spider-Woman, number 82 points from Chaos War. Wasp is the 77-point one from Chaos War. Ares, 199, also had the full gauntlet on it. And then this one threw off his Avengers team, but he included Black Knight from Chaos War. Basically, this was an interesting team to deal with. I had to. There was a lot of stealth that I could not get around, so basically I had to wait till Hawkeye and Spider-Woman got someplace where I could actually hit him. And then he kind of just based Avengers Prime with Black Knight and Wasp, and kept Ares at a distance for range attacks. And so in the end, when final action was called, I had KO'd Wasp and Black Knight. So I got something like 172 points out of that. And the final action was called, and I was just about to do my triple attack against Ares, and I believe 2 of my rolls missed. And that would have been penetrating. So that would have been pretty cool. But he got me down to like I think the 5th click. But yeah, I ended up winning that because all they KO'd was Donald Blake. So I ended up winning that game. So, and then here's where the third game comes in. All right, this guy played, I believe it was a Justice League team, or might have been something else, but I'm not too sure. But he played the Enchantress, and he didn't play at a 50-point. He played the 250-point Enchantress. This guy that I plays, this was only the second time that I've ever seen anybody play the Enchantress at 250. And it was the same exact guy, so really tough. But he played Cyborg at 100 from the 52 set. Actually, all these were from the 52 set. And then he played Wonder Woman at 136. And then, of course, John Constantine. So right away, my prob and my reality gem was gone because of Constantine. And how he got through the Avengers Prime was basically he based Enchantress with Avengers Prime, and she's got that poison click on her special attack, which is I believe it's poison and it can't be reduced below 1. So basically, it's pretty much penetrating poison. So I could not really get around that too much. So, and then quickly, Avengers Prime was KO'd after about 3 or 4 turns, and then it was just Morgan Le Fay and Donald Blake, and at the end, Donald Blake and Enchantress basically came up with him with a charge and KO'd him. So, I don't believe anybody really took any damage. I don't think I caused any damage, so that was a very tough game. And that guy ended up getting first place, going 3-0. So, very tough challenge. So, okay. So that was tonight's scenario. And I also got some cool figs. So bought 2 boosters. You can see that on here on YouTube. It's like a minute and a half video. But I did a Slosh booster and a Deadpool booster. I pulled from Slosh. I pulled the Dexamite. I don't have this guy yet, so he was pretty sweet to be able to get. And then I pulled my 5th Science Police Officer. So these guys, if you don't already know, these guys can be nifty little, fun little guys. And then my Deadpool one, I pulled Grasshopper. So this is one figure that I don't have yet. So he's pretty cool. He's pretty big. So he's got a lot of fun stuff on his dial. He's one of those Great Lakes Avengers. So he's one of those characters that are E. And then in our prize support, there was a guy that chose before me, and he chose Constrictor because that was part of the booster prize support. And I was like, man, I want that. So I ended up pulling an extra regular Riddler from the Sloth set. And I was like, hey, I'll trade you. Do you want anything from the Superman set booster I pulled? And I ended up doing a trade for the Riddler for Constrictor. So now I have this Constrictor. So that was pretty sweet. So here's 2 figures from Deadpool that I didn't already have, and now I do. So that's awesome. Okay, then in tomorrow's video, or tomorrow's scenario at the venue in town, it's like a 300 point Who's the Trader, basically, and then you have to buy a countertop display single. Basically what it is that the venue owner chooses one of your characters to be a trader during the game, and only you and him know it. And if your opposing character KOs the trader, they get like an extra 25 points or an extra point per game. So we don't really count the total points that we KO. You just get points. And I'm doing a game. It's a 300. So I'm doing kind of like a mixed kind of girls from DC. I got the Enchantress. I'm playing at 50 points. I got White Witch and Phantom Girl, and then I have the new Prime Cheetah that I just got this week in a trade. So pretty excited to get her, and pretty excited to use her, and I'll probably just grab a Legion of Superheroes single booster to kind of go with the theme of the team. So that should be interesting. I think I've played in that scenario before, so it should be an interesting scenario to play in. And I think my brother's going to be able to play too, so that's pretty sweet. So, all right. So next week, I plan on doing a video probably Tuesday or Wednesday, featuring the retirement of the sets, and just go over briefly some of the characters that I will miss that they are going to Golden. So, and okay, well, this is Perplexed Damage saying thanks for watching. Don't forget to either subscribe, like, or comment, and go ahead and visit us on Twitter at Perplexed Damage, or Instagram Perplexed Damage. And all right, so just reminding you, whenever you're going to KO, don't forget to perplex your damage. Thanks for watching.